Hello, welcome everyone. I'm Ashley from Futures Northwest, a nonprofit on a mission to level the socioeconomic playing field by supporting students from underserved communities to achieve their career and college dreams. Together with our friends at Gear Up, we are bringing you a virtual Learning with Leaders event, and we're so excited to introduce you to Patricia from Samson Rope today. Here we have the amazing Patricia. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so grateful for your time and your knowledge and your expertise and for what you're going to share with us. But before we do that, we're going to feature a couple different education pathways that lead to a career in advanced manufacturing, which is one of our most in-demand career sectors in Whatcom and Skagit County. So here are some of the programs that lead to those fields, and I'm going to pass it off to Marilu from Skagit Valley College, who's going to tell us a little bit about their program, and then I will introduce a different program as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marilu, she, her, ella pronouns. I am the Multicultural Outreach Specialist here at Skagit Valley College. And today I am here to talk a little bit about our manufacturing technology program. We do offer several degree maps and also certificate options. So you could obtain a associate's of art in science, in engineering technology, and that could be as transfer degree or just as an AAS. We also offer several certificate options. Currently, we have 4 available, and just to keep in mind that there might be some admission like dates that they could admit. So like one program might admit only in fall quarter or winter quarter. So just make sure you reach out to us to make sure what those deadlines are for our certificates or our degrees. It is very hands-on the first year. Since the first year, you'll be hands-on. You'll learn about the safety before entering the production labs. And a lot of our students, after the year 2 certificates, they find employment in as advanced CNC technicians or CAD technicians as well, and maintenance professionals. So if you have any questions, I am going to put my information in the chat. Feel free to reach out, and we could get you started on a pathway to SBC. So thank you.
Yay. Thank you so much, Marilu. And then Sarah was not able to join us today from BTC, but BTC also has some advanced manufacturing programs here, and I am going to put her contact information and the program link in the chat as well. So there we go. And now to the main event, Patricia. Thank you for joining us today. We are just so excited to have you here. And to start us off, I want to get to know a little bit more about you, about your education pathway, a little bit about your story, and what your favorite thing about working at Samson Rope is.
Great. Yeah, so I'll start by telling you a little bit about me and my background. So I'm Patricia, and I am in the Human Resources Department here at Samson Rope. Samson Rope is a synthetic rope manufacturer. And so we design and develop, manufacture and test and then sell synthetic ropes. And a lot of people don't realize, but we are the world's leading manufacturer of synthetic rope, and we're right here in Ferndale, which is pretty exciting to be here in Whatcom County with such a claim to fame. Synthetic rope replaces wire rope. And in most cases, it's as strong as wire with a fraction of the weight. So it's pretty cool. We make rope for a variety of applications, as small as paracord to very large marine and offshore ropes. And I will be giving a plant tour as part of my session, so you can see some of the cool machinery there. But I initially, I've been in the manufacturing industry my entire career. Since graduating from Western Washington University. I was in a slightly different capacity initially when I first entered into the manufacturing world. I was doing lean and Kaizen implementations. And then I got hired on at Samson in more of a like an administrative support role. But over the years, I eventually learned more about the business and about the world of human resources, which is really all about people. And Samson has been wonderful in that they've provided me with the opportunity to grow into the role that I am in now. So now I'm in charge of the majority of our recruiting, and I'm the talent and engagement manager, which means that I hire and recruit for all of our awesome Samson employees, as well as all the efforts that go into making this a great place to work.
It's fantastic. Would you mind taking us on a tour first? Because I know that our students are so excited to see, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more questions. We'll get down to the nitty gritty, but I think seeing it really helps students understand the spark and the interesting qualities of rope making. And I think it would be a good way to start off.
Sure. Yeah. So I will do, I'm going to do a walk down and then a walk back to my office. So it will be nice and quiet for the second portion of the questions. Absolutely. So we do require masks indoors. So I'll be putting my mask on. And I will also be putting on my safety glasses because we do require PPE or personal protective equipment be worn at all times on the plant floor. So I will turn my camera around here and I will give you guys you'll see now I'm coming from the office out into the manufacturing floor. So I will tell you guys that the production facility is quite loud, but for some reason, the way that my headset is set up, it actually kind of drowns out the noise. So we are in luck in terms of that. So this is our manufacturing facility. It is a very large industrial building here. Oh, fun. Today we have one of our large here. This is a store machine here. You can see these bobbins are weaving in and out in a very specific pattern in order to braid rope. And that comes up over here and it's pulled down at tension and it's brought here onto a reel where it's very slowly turning. It's kind of hard to see there, but it's very slowly being added onto this reel here. In general, the rope making process starts out with twisting. So our fiber comes in looking like this from our suppliers. And these machines are called creel racks. And these machines pull the fiber in and they twist them into a package that looks like this. And then those are what are added onto the braiders. So it's first twisted and then it's braided. And as you can see here, we have dozens and dozens of these creel racks that we use to twist. And now we're heading into small and medium braid here. So you can see we have a lot of these braiders running. I'm gonna zoom in here on one of our small braid machines. And then these are also pulled down at tension onto a reel here. So we have many braiders here running at just full capacity, making rope here.
Now I'm curious, all of these machines need to be monitored, correct?
Exactly, yes. So our machine operators learn how to run these machines. So you can see how there's different colors on these bobbins.
Mm-hmm.
So that is to make sure that the pattern is going the proper way. So yeah, they have to learn how to set up the machine, how to troubleshoot if anything goes wrong. And then set up, tear down, do changeovers. There's a lot that goes into it. And all of the machines, we're getting waves. All of the machines are, Karma, I'm giving a live tour. Yeah, sorry, that was our safety coordinator. She's concerned that I have my phone going. So we take safety very seriously around here. And then I'm gonna head down here and show you our splice benches. So splicing is where our employees take finished rope and then they add in eyes or hardware. It doesn't look like I have a good example to show you right here, but these people are learning very specific weaves in order to add in hardware or splices into the end of the rope. Here's an example of some of our very large reels that are on their way out, being staged for shipment. So I'm actually going to walk you back now, back to my office so that we can answer some questions.
Yes, absolutely.
Now this is our packaging department, and this is where finished goods are being put into boxes or in bags or onto reels here. So this is another example of our machine operators who are running this type of machinery. As you can see here, this one is getting ready for shipment. And this is called the reeling process. There's a variety.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I can only imagine how important those gloves are so you don't get rope burn.
Yes, yeah. So gloves are one of our required PPEs. So, and they're a very specific type of material. They're basically cutlass. So some of our fiber is so strong that a typical knife won't cut through it, a standard knife. And so we have to have very special sharp knives that we bring in. And so those cutlass gloves are critical to ensure safety. Now, I just always like to highlight all the different colors that we have here of fiber.
Beautiful.
Because these ropes come in very, or many shapes and sizes.
I'm seeing all the fantastic people that are working here at Samson Rope. From your perspective, what makes an excellent employee at Samson Rope?
Yeah, so for us, it's all about our core values. We have 4 core values, and so excellent employees here is someone who embodies those core values. And for us, that's teamwork. So we treat each other with dignity and respect. Integrity, we deliver on what we promise. And I'm just heading back up into the office here. Here now. So integrity, deliver on what we promise, and and always operate every day with utmost integrity. I will switch my camera back here now. There we go. And then also, I'm going to set this back up so that I can talk to you guys. We have passion and pride. So operating with, or just exhibiting pride in what they do every day and having passion to be here and work together as a team. And then also the most important thing is health and safety. So, we have a very strong focus on safety, being a manufacturer. And as you can imagine from what you just saw, some of those machines are running very fast. So safety is absolutely critical. And so we're also, successful employees are people who are willing to speak up if they see something that might not be right in that moment.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What advice would you give other students who are interested in manufacturing pathways?
Yeah, so there's so many different ways to get into manufacturing, and my advice would be just to try it out, whether that's going to school first or getting an entry-level job at somewhere like Samson. Give it a shot. Be open to learning new things. In the manufacturing career path, there you work with a lot of different cultures, different backgrounds. There's a lot of diversity in this work environment, so you can learn so much working with all these different types of people. A career in manufacturing means steady work, really great benefits for not only you but your family, and it's an opportunity to learn a transferable trade. And gain experience that you can take with you other places. So my advice is just to try it out and see what resonates with you.
Yeah, That's really good advice. What experience or skills do you look for in a potential candidate?
So at Samson, the majority of our manufacturing positions start out without requiring any experience. So we will hire our machine operator apprentices without any prior experience. So quite a few of our employees come here right out of high school. But what we look for is someone who is open to learning something new and is willing to work. Someone who is able to work with their hands and be on their feet for the duration of their shift. This is a very active work environment, as is the majority of manufacturing work. And so, you know, you have to be able to be stay active and busy during the whole shift and be on your feet. And then also just someone who is enthusiastic about learning a new industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And having good shoes, I'm sure, is something that you recommend everybody does.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we do provide shoes to all of our employees as well. So yeah. Yes.
That's amazing.
Mhm. Yeah. We have a shoe program set up. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. And just since you do hire folks, you know, right from high school, what would be a starting wage at Samson Rope? Does it
Yes.
vary based on experience and skills, or is there kind of a starting point?
Yeah, so our starting wage is the same for everybody that's coming in and learning the rope trade. So we start everyone out at $16.15 per hour, and the variability then comes from which shift you're working on. So for example, people that are working on our night shift get an additional $1 an hour, so they would be making $17.15 to start. And then from there, we have what's called a skills-based pay program. And so as you, and that's based on time and position and skills learned. So as you spend more time here and you gain more skills and demonstrate proficiency in the various work centers or types of work that are here, different machines, then pay is adjusted as you go along. And we do have, so we're set up in different levels of machine operators. So you can go up to a machine operator level 4. And then from there we have leads. So we have department and shift leads. And then we also have supervisors as well.
Wonderful. And I'm curious, what types of programs have you found to be the most helpful other than the on-the-job training? Like, what college programs have you noticed have prepared people to work with Samson Rope?
Yeah, so we have had quite a few employees come out of BTC from the various industrial and technical programs that they have there. You know, one department that I haven't mentioned today is our maintenance department. And we have done both of hiring from within, but also, promoting from within and training. But we also have brought in some excellent technical people from outside who have gotten certificates from BTC. So we have partnered with them on a couple things in order to not only invest in our own talent here and get them more training through the colleges, but also to improve on the talent pool that we're bringing in.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that you all invest in the employees that you have as well as in our community. We're so lucky.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, Samson Rope is huge. Like, it is gigantic when you're walking through there. What are the different types of roles within the company? Because obviously you work in HR, you're not out on the floor. What are some of the other hidden, less visible positions?
Yeah, we have a whole suite of office departments. So we have, customer service, who is very technically driven. They have to learn a lot about the products and the applications and how they can be used, so that they're making, technical suggestions of how to use our products properly. We have production scheduling, which I think is really hidden stars of our organization. So they have to learn the process really well. And so they are taking customer orders and transferring them into the actual production schedule. So they have to really understand the flow of product and the actual manufacturing process. We have manufacturing process engineers. So they might work with our engineering department who is designing ropes, and then they have to understand our machinery and figure out, is this even viable to make this product on this machine, or do we have to make it on this machine, and what tensions do we need to adjust? We have an entire lab, which I wasn't able to show you guys today.
Top secret, right?
It's top secret.
Yeah.
That would require a little more effort to figure out what parts I can show and what parts I cannot. But we have a lab team that is testing rope every single day. So they are literally breaking product. And there's some really cool rope breaking machines that are here on site, which is so much fun. And then they're monitoring at what levels did that break, at what tension, hundreds of thousands of pounds of tension on these products. So, I mean, the list goes on, but those are just some that come to mind.
I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to sort of talk about the work culture at Samson Rope too, because it's something I was initially very impressed with when I met you the first time, and something that I think is worth highlighting here to students. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, I've been here at Samson for a little over 10 years now. And I think the culture is one of the main reasons I've chosen to stay here this long. We have a really family-oriented culture environment here. We have fun together. It's kind of a work hard, play hard kind of situation. We like to have fun together. We get to know each other outside of work. We do a lot of team building and fun activities together. And so that's how I would describe our environment.
Mm-hmm. And in the break room, is the gaming stuff back up now?
So we have a ping pong table that lives in our employee break room. Right now, it's actually in our big conference room because we just kicked off our annual ping pong tournament. So yes, we took a break last year during COVID, and I am so excited that we're back. And that is actually a fundraiser for United Way. So we ask for people to donate and to enter into our ping pong tournament. And then we give all those proceeds to United Way of Whatcom County. So we have a very big kind of culture of giving as well here. And we have fun with how we give back to the community.
Well, we're so grateful for that giving philosophy that you all have, because we benefit as United Way recipients. So
yay. I love that.
So fun.
Coming full circle.
It is very full circle.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, with our 2 classrooms that we have today, do we have student questions? Because I can hop us over to the Samson Rope website, show you around a little bit, but I want to open up the space for student questions first before I do so. So teachers in the room, feel free to shout them out. If students want
to answer any questions.
Yeah, we would love to see faces if they want to. And while we're waiting to just sort of see if students have questions, no questions so far. Okay, awesome. I'm going to show the website because I think your website is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have an awesome marketing team. There's another department we didn't talk about.
Yes. And I wanted to know, can you tell us a little bit more about the environmental friendliness of Samson Rope? I saw that they were, I think eco-sourced was on one of the first slides.
Yeah. So so we focus on recycling the fiber that we can. Some of our fibers can be recycled. Some of our fibers, we haven't quite figured out how to recycle them yet. And so we are participating in kind of an industry-wide effort to try and figure out what we can do with that fiber. So for those fibers that cannot be recycled, they are working on, so that's the biosourced ropes. So that fiber is now called biosourced, and they are sourcing that initial synthetic material that is used to make the fiber from more responsible sources, and also purchasing those credits to offset any type of impact. So we're always excited to participate in any of those efforts as much as possible.
Fantastic. And I just hovered over products and look at it. Like, you all are the #1 global rope manufacturer, correct? And you can see why. Like, you touch just about everything.
Synthetic. I will say synthetic.
Okay, synthetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us some of like your claim to fame. Like, let's hear some of the cool stuff y'all are working on.
Yeah. So, some of the fun rope applications. We were actually at the Super Bowl a couple years ago when Katy Perry performed. At one point, her entire stage, a thing she was riding in, was lifted up off of the stage, and she was carried kind of over the field. And that was carried entirely by Samson Rope. So we're in the entertainment industry, as well as all the NFL high-speed cameras. So if you're watching football on Sunday, as those high-speed cameras are going over the field, those are running along Samson ropes as well. Coast Guard helicopters, they're using our product for water rescues. So all sorts of different types of industries that are kind of more fun are using our products.
That's fantastic. And we have about 1 more minute left. Does anyone on my team have any questions for Patricia that you're curious about?
Mine's not a question, and it's not exciting as the Super Bowl, but my dad did use your guys' rope when he was a commercial fisherman. So that was kind of cool. I know where it came from now.
Yeah, that is so cool. Yeah. We are really big in the commercial fishing industry. Yeah. Actually, if anyone is familiar with LFS, the Lummi Fisheries Supply, they're one of our largest local partners, and they make their huge fishing nets out of our lines.
Wow. That's amazing. And those are
fantastic. Thanks for sharing that, Kelly. I love to hear that.
Yes. And is there anything else you want to share with us today before we wrap up, Patricia?
I would just reiterate that there are so many different ways to get into advanced manufacturing. There's a lot of great manufacturers in Whatcom County. Of course, I'm partial to Samson Rope. I think this is a great place to start out and get your feet wet in terms of manufacturing, but give manufacturing a try.
And I would also plug, especially if you are a hands-on learner, if you're that student who can't sit still in your seat, like, this might be where you thrive and shine and really enjoy work. So
absolutely.
Thank you for joining us today, Patricia.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, students, for coming, and thank you, team at Futures Northwest, for supporting. We look forward to seeing you all next time. We're going to feature some construction pathways this winter, so we look forward to seeing you all then. Bye.
Bye.